Well, the SBDC is really the focus of economic development in our community. The SBD cannot function without its investor base. Without that support, we simply could not do what we do. We had several programs in 2014 which are continued through 2015. We obviously are always involved in marketing our region. We have our talent attraction project. We also are very involved in entrepreneurship, looking for that next generation. And then we also are very involved in assistance of local business. I think we made something like 150 business visits in 2014, focusing on specific industries that have really blossomed here in our community and are now a really driving economic force in our community. We started out with the stainless steel industry and developing an industry council.
We've had the unique situation in this town of spawning off the Paul Mueller Company into, I think, 35, 40 different companies that all either are doing stainless steel production of tanks or components, things that go along with that.
The stainless steel culture in Southwest Missouri is a little bit competitive, and typically we haven't had an initiative that we have come together to work well on.
I think the Industry Council is allowing us to identify what issues that we all have.
We were interested in obviously the continuing education, the workforce development side of it. We were interested in the awareness aspect of it as we were broadcasting this to not only Southwest Missouri, but also around our region. And bigger yet, when I heard OTC was going to be a part, we were very interested to see what kind of skill sets and education they could develop. When my director of manufacturing came to me, he's gone to several of the educational meetings with OTC. When he comes to me and says, hey, this is the real deal, you know you have something.
I think they're just doing a very good job of helping companies here in this area become more successful.
I think that our talent attraction project really took off in 2014 and has really been successful.
And prior to the initiative, the talent attraction initiative with the Chamber, there were no real good tools out on the web to track someone or to have them learn more about Springfield.
People didn't know about Springfield, and so we needed to connect with the SBDC to look at the resources that they could provide to really demonstrate what Springfield had to offer.
And the education, the housing, the economic development, that it's a thriving city, those are things you could not find.
The website's really user-friendly, it's fresh, and it puts us in a very good light in the community. It's very diverse. It shows a good breadth of what Springfield is all about.
Internally, I mean, no different than externally, when you're moving someone within O'Reilly from Hawaii or Alaska to Springfield, they don't know much about Springfield, Missouri either, except that their company's headquartered there. So we've used it both internally and externally to show the benefits of the area. Well, most recently we recruited a female team member to come work from a major market area. And I think with her and her family, she had some apprehension about the area and didn't really know a lot about it. So in that case, we pointed her to the initiative, the Talent Attraction Initiative through the Chamber, to look at and research the city. And I know she has communicated after she's been hired and after she's moved here, put the family at a much better ease.
What a lot of people don't realize about Springfield is that there's really a large pool of technical people in our community. The other challenge associated with that, though, is that there's just not enough of those resources to go around for the growing businesses that exist here. The P20 Council has been a big part of where we're focusing energy to try to make a difference in the community. I think it's a real privilege that we work in an area where the local communities can come together in such a way between business and the government and the educational systems and the Chamber to find solutions that work well to make a difference. At the end of the day, the educators really want to provide an environment and an educational experience that produce the individuals necessary for the business community and the community at large. The challenge that they've had is that there hasn't been a good way to communicate that information back from the business community to the educational system, and the other way around as well. With the P20 Council, we have the opportunity to change that, where we can all get on the same page and focus on the outcomes that mean the most to the future of our community.
I think we've made great steps in encouraging entrepreneurship.
We have a lot of really well-established companies, Bass Pro, O'Reilly, that started as startups. So I think Springfield has a rich heritage of that hard work and starting companies.
We have a wonderful incubator here in the E-Factory.
The success that we've had, both with city partners, business partners, community partners, here at the university, to make that happen and, to do so in a really relatively short amount of time has been huge.
We've developed the IDEA ecosystem in order to encourage entrepreneurs. We're working on a seed capital program now.
Through programs like 1 Million Cups or the Pitch Pit, you're giving these entrepreneurs opportunities to interface with community leaders, and also the availability to ask questions in a friendly space where maybe you don't know that answer, maybe you haven't thought about that before. You can go back and fine-tune that before you're really out there in the market.
We obviously are always involved in marketing our region. We work extensively with site consultants when they're advising their client as to where they should locate that plant, that distribution center, that company headquarters, whatever it is. You want them to think about Springfield as one of the communities at the top of their list.
When site selection consultants bring us projects, it's really important that we have the product available for them. They have a specific requirement for their client. They're looking at a number of different states, a number of different metropolitan areas throughout the country, and we have to deliver on product and meet exactly their needs. I know the Springfield Chamber is eagerly and actively looking to see what kind of product can be made available for site selection projects. It's important making sure that there are greenfield sites that are ready to go, making sure that there are existing buildings ready to go, both office and industrial. It's crucial for the site selection game.
We could not have come as far as we have in the first 3 years as we have without the support, the direction, and the sometimes correction by our friends at SBDC and SREP. If we didn't come and present ourselves with one voice regionally, there is probably, from the county standpoint of Taney County, there's more than likely we would not be on their radar when they're looking at site criteria to be considered.
The Springfield Regional Economic Partnership, I've got to give them a lot of credit because they're among the best in the state in terms of reaching out to site selection consultants. Not every community does that, and the Springfield Regional Economic Partnership does a great job of doing that.
I just want to thank our investors and our members for their investment and support of the economic development efforts of the Chamber in 2014. Everything we do as a Chamber of Commerce is about growing the economy, creating jobs, and expanding economic opportunity for everybody who lives here. Those efforts are only made possible by the support of investors and members. They made it happen, and we're looking forward to what the future holds in 2015.